Anyway, what is on everyone's mind tonight? Because I guess we can talk about the big thing that happened today first while I try getting this going. The big thing, obviously, was that the team behind... where'd it go? Not the team behind Google has announced their second studio. And this is in Playa Vista, which is out in California, by the way. And this is a big deal. For one reason is the fact that, hey, guess what? There's now a second first-party studio. And so I do believe that makes it 2 first-party studios and a second-party studio. And that would be a good thing. Obviously, it's not going to matter this year because unless they are, I don't know, they've been hiding something for a while. Unless they've been doing something very underneath for a long time, we're not going to see the fruits of their labor this year. But this is good news because this means that there's going to be more games in the pipeline from Google themselves. And the main thing when it comes to creating reasons for people to come try your platform. So the reason why I'm invested into the PlayStation platform, for instance, is because of your exclusive titles over there. So your Uncharted, your Horizon Zero Dawn, your MLB The Show, although I believe Horizon's got rumors of coming to PC, and MLB The Show is going multi-platform starting next year. So of course they're losing some exclusive IPs, but at the same time, one of those IPs happens to be something known as God of War. And God of War has had someone near the top that has helped create the games and has been an integral part of making those games matter. And that person is one of the heads of Santa Monica Studio from Sony, and her name is Shannon. Her last name escapes me. What is it? Shannon Studstill, and she was one of the heads over at Santa Monica Studio, and she was a part of she was responsible for God of War, PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale was one. I don't know if Shadow of the Colossus was another one, but it's escaping me at the moment. But she's been involved with a lot of first party titles over at Sony, and Google is making some hires that are very, very good when it comes to, yes, they understand what they have to do. They're getting people that have been around. They know what they're doing. Jade Raymond is a good start right there, of course. She's the head of Stadia, vice president as well. And then Phil Harrison, you can say what you want about his launches, if you will. But fact of the matter is he's been around many companies that have mattered. And I don't think you get hired into that many companies unless you're doing something right. That being said, this is a good move because this just means that we're going to be looking at another first party studio. And my thing is that you want to be able to lure people into trying your platform. So right now, when you look at Stadia, the big problem is for most people is the fact that there just isn't nothing to play. And that's not the right thing. The games that there are to play are games that people have, you know, they either own them or they're just not interested in let's say rebuy is the very popular thing that's been said is I don't want to rebuy these games that I own already. And the fact is, yes, right now Stadia has to kind of work with ports or just kind of re-releasing games that weren't launched too long ago, but now they can come to the platform here. And a prime example of that would be the game we're trying to play today is the Division 2. The Crew 2 is another one. Assassin's Creed Odyssey, when that came out during launch. Red Dead Redemption 2. Borderlands was only out for a couple months at that point, so that was a little more palatable, I think, for more people. But yes, the big issue is that, oh man, I own these games already. I don't want to rebuy these games. And Stadia needs to not be looked at something like GeForce Now, which ironically enough is what we're going to try using to play this game because it's just not working with OBS, especially with how heavy this game is when it comes to the way it plays. That being said, Stadia needs to be compared to more of like an Xbox or PlayStation because that's what it's trying to be. It's trying to be a console that you can take anywhere, and it's trying to be able to do it at the best possible settings. And that is a lure for some people like me, but it needs something more. And people aren't going to be coming to Stadia if they're on the fence about it to play Borderlands 3. I mean, they can do that elsewhere, and they can, if they really, really wanted to, they can probably find a pre-owned copy for pretty cheap. but they would get lured if they find out that a game, let's say of the caliber of The Last of Us, shows up on Stadia only. That's something that they need. Unfortunately, it's going to be a little while before we see something like that, just for the fact that it takes a while to develop these games. Stadia Mania, what's going on, man? All is well. Hope you are doing well, my man. And yes, great news on the new studio. Of course, if you are someone that is, of the mind that is in the game industry, I'm sure if you are, then you might have already kind of jumped into this thing. But here's the thing. What I'm trying to say is that they are hiring. So at the very bottom of the link that in Jade Raymond's blog, she mentions that we would like to work with you too. And it has, I don't know if a designer or a programmer, someone not a head of creative, because I think that's what, I forgot. See, I am terrible with names. I get these names and I forget them already. Shannon. I think she's going to be involved with creative in some way. Yep, creative leadership. Okay. So yeah, you can apply for it, which is awesome.